still me, y'all. It's still me. I'm still him. I'm still him. Still him. And they gotta recognize that, man. Welcome back, Lions Den. Y'all know the vibe. We on TV. Listen. I'm gonna get right into it. So here's a quick rendition. Real quick, I ain't gonna hold y'all. What we learn championship edition. Okay. So first off, shout out to me for doing what I told y'all I was going to do, okay? And one thing I got to understand, when I say it's levels, it really is levels. I dug to a new level. I went to a new level this season. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot. Listen, I done gave y'all plenty of game. Gave y'all plenty of tips, plenty of strategies. Real talk. I did that for a reason. I'm trying to help you build, okay? And one day, just one day, you can build to this championship, elite championship level. So anyways, let's get right into it. What we learned is we learned a lot of things this season. The first thing we learned is that I'm still him. It's still me, y'all. Just because I won the first natty here in season 6, it ain't nothing changed, y'all. Ain't shit changed. I'm still the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm still at the very. Listen, I'm not near the top of that mountain. I'm at the very top. I'm looking down respectfully. Okay. I'm looking down and I'm wondering who can really challenge me for that status of truly being the alpha dog, the alpha. I'm not talking about being, he really good. No, the alpha. Y'all know what it is. For the real alpha males in the building, not your little betas, y'all weird. The alpha, when you in another room with other alphas, you know what it is when you in another room with other big dogs. It starts with me. Okay, so first thing we learned, the Lions Den TV has not fallen off. He has not fallen back. He simply allowed the competition to catch up, but he still reigns supreme as the current and new premier college football national champion. And I didn't win it like everybody else. We did it differently. 16-0, 13-0 versus users. Out of 12 regular season games, 8 games on the road. We only played 4 games in Knoxville all season long. 5 away games in conference, 3 at home. It's different. That is the single most dominant and difficult schedule in the history of this league. No one has gone through top teams more times than we did. Beating Florida twice, beating Texas A&M twice, beating Texas, Missouri. We beat tons of the teams who made it to that last year. We had to get them up out of here. So the first thing we learned is that I'm still him. It's still me. It starts here. Okay. The next thing we learned is Texas TV is back, y'all. Okay. We said it. I said at the beginning. The reason why I'm at Tennessee is because I wanted to give others an opportunity to be dominant and have more opportunities to win. When I was at Ohio State, Texas won 5 out of the 8 national championships in CFB 25. So we agreed, along with Coach Clay, to take some teams that gave other people an opportunity to win as well. And it worked out great. As a result, our first 3 national champions were completely different. Unc, who won season 1, Tommy won season 2, Zeus won season 3, Tommy won again in season 4, and here we are in season 5. No, sorry, Hen won season 5. So we've crowned 4 different national champs in the first 5 seasons, which is awesome. That was the goal of myself, removing myself from Ohio State and Champ moving on from Texas. Now, what little do people know is that in 25, because I made that choice, I actually picked last. And nobody knows that. I didn't have the first pick. I had the last pick. I took whoever was left. Tennessee was left. Okay, so everybody picked their teams, and I had Champ probably actually had the last pick between Auburn and I'll say he actually had the last pick. And well, he wanted no starting. Let me take that back. He took Texas A&M first, to be honest. Then when we decided that Texas A&M was too good when we started the dynasty, he ended up taking Auburn, which essentially was the last pick because I had already taken Tennessee. So nonetheless, I took the very last pick, or second to last pick, however you want to look at that. And they just happened to be left. Nobody had taken them. So let me just do Tennessee. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. But we learned last night also, the next thing we learned is that me and Champ are still the two best players in this league. And that's just what it is. If that offends you, be offended and go fix your thumbs. Okay? But I want to make sure I give him his flowers because he took over Texas A&M after, like, what was it, week 2 or 3 of season 4, I believe. He had his little moment. He quit the league for about 48 hours. He didn't miss a game, but nonetheless, he came back as Texas A&M instead of Auburn. Auburn was 97 overall. He could have stayed there, but he wanted to go home. He wanted to go back to the state of Texas. That's why he's Texas TV. Now, anything other than Texas seemed kind of crazy to me, but nonetheless, he back in his home state. Okay, Texas A&M right now is rated 87 overall. They aren't fire at all. There's nobody in this league who would want that roster. It's not cool. It's not sexy. It's none of that. It's slow. Okay, and ain't nobody got no speed. I don't think he got any player above 95 speed on the whole entire roster. I'm almost certain of it. Okay, so shout out to him. I want to make sure I give him his flowers for, and it's not about losing Natty. It's how he got there. Okay, he beat 3 amazing teams in a row. Okay, the first playoff game, Zeus, Michigan. Nobody gave him a chance. I gave him a chance. 6 of us picked him to win, and I knew he was going to come out and run the ball on Zeus, period. He thought Zeus can't run and stop the run. I'm going to go run it down his throat. And that's his game anyways. He always been doing that, right? So shout out to him for sticking to being who he is, playing his style of ball, and imposing his will on Michigan. Michigan got all the speed. They got all the fast corners. This D-line is unbelievable, right? Michigan was supposed to win the game on paper, but the games ain't played on paper, y'all. They not. That's why I don't care about all that speed shit. Next, Ohio State. Now, that's the fastest team in the country, and it's probably not even close. My team fast, his is ridiculous. Okay, I seen Wyatt play a bunch of games this season. I seen him play Dearmond. I watched him play Dalton. I watched his game against Zeus. Those are the 3 users I can think of off the top of my head. I think he played Air. Yeah. And I think I pretty much heard all but maybe one complain about his speed. They too fast. They shouldn't be this fast. They fast. All this speed. See, I knew speed. All you need is speed. Really? 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 Speed. That's all you need is speed. That boy scored about, did he score? What was the score? I don't even remember. I don't got it all up in front of me. But I do got it in front. No, I don't. But Texas TV took him apart. Dominated the football game. Dominated. That speed they didn't look fast. If there's a way to combat speed, Champ understands how to do that. Elite level players understand how to negate speed. They can take your speed and take it away from you. And he did that. He didn't allow Wyatt's speed to become a factor. Okay, there's way. Listen, Wyatt D-line is fire too. Didn't matter. Because when he needed the most, they weren't there. I'm going to give Champ a lot of credit. Listen, historically, Champ is the second greatest player in this league, period. Second. He got 8 natties, I think. 7 or 8. Right? Second greatest, and that's just what it is. He won 3 on 25. Okay, so he did it on old gen and next gen. So for those of you like Ivy, talking about you can't count what from a different game, Ivy, you can't count nothing at all. You can't count anything. All I know, all we counted for you was losses, about 5 or 6 losses, and your team was fired this season, and you blew all that shit. So I don't want to hear about what you can't count. We count everything because it happened, and we've been doing it. We did it on that game. We doing it on this game too. It doesn't matter. So historically, Champ has been the second greatest player in this league, and he proved it again in these playoffs. Okay, he proved it at Michigan. He proved it against Ohio State. He proved it against Florida. Everybody on earth would have picked all 3 of those teams to beat him. Okay, maybe except for Iowa, or excuse me, Wyatt. Wyatt was hot, but people saw Texas A&M beat Michigan, and everybody kind of jumped on the bandwagon. I noticed that. You know, everybody started thinking, "Oh, Champ is probably really back now after he beat Michigan," and it was true. All that speed from Wyatt don't matter. None of that shit matters. What it's going to eventually come down to is, do you know exactly how to use your thumbs? Can you complete a pass? Do you understand defense? Do you understand the ways and concepts in which you can stop the run? Do you understand ways to combat people who pass or throw certain type of routes more often than other, the probability, the likelihoods, and all that kind of shit? Champ had to learn all this shit. He wasn't born with this. He was Glizzy before Glizzy was Glizzy. Okay. Champ was ass like Glizzy when he first joined our community. So, much love, much credit to him for an awesome season. Nobody expected him to make it that far, but he did. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge that. And GG's once again, my boy. You put on. You definitely put on for the community, for the league. I appreciate you, man. The next thing, what else did we learn? We learned that Wyatt is kind of close to being back. I think Wyatt is back. That's who he is. We saw him have an amazing season. We saw this whole entire league kind of shape its way back to what it was in 25. Myself, Champ, Wyatt was right there at the end of it. Obviously, Coach is not in the league right now. Zeus had a good season. Night Nose had a good season. Guap was there. He gone now. He'll never be back. I'm never letting him come back either. Grimes was new. Fig Newton new. Like, new guys stepped up. I don't think they're going to have the same success next season because they'll both get much more difficult schedules. So I wouldn't be surprised if neither of them make the playoffs next year. And I'm keeping it 1,000. So if y'all take that personal, feel free. That should be a challenge to you, right? That's just my opinion. So you're gonna have to put in the work if you want to take that next step, because playoffs here aren't guaranteed. You see the 2 teams that both made the national championship last year didn't even make the playoffs this year, and that happens soon as I make that schedule. Okay, because it's not sweet here. The shit ain't sweet at all. So we learned that myself and Champ are back to kind of being who we are, and that's the most dominant forces in Premier College football. It's always been that way. Will it remain for the next 2 seasons? I don't know, but the fact that we went away from our favorite teams to give other people a chance to dominate and have the upper hand in terms of roster stuff, that was the purpose, and it worked out. I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful to see other people had a chance in the limelight. I'm happy to see other people get a chance to get those rings. I love sending them rings, y'all. That makes me feel so good when I send y'all the little screenshot showing that it's ordered and that it's gonna be delivered. There's no better feeling for me than to see that we had a chance. I say we because we collectively had a chance to bless somebody with a ring for their hard work that they put in for winning the championship here, man. So that's super dope. We also learned that running up the score in this damn league will not be tolerated. So if you had these games where you hit 70, let's just keep it simple. Listen, you could score 90, okay? I won't say a word, because how you score 90 is more important than you scoring 90. If you score 90 in the first half and you do it the right way, I ain't talking about cheesing, but the computer is literally laying down every single play, I'm not going to trip. I believe football games should be played hard for at least the first 3 quarters. Then when you get to the fourth, if it's just super bad, like, that's okay. You can chew the clock then. Like, being reasonable is always going to play out for me, okay? The rules say you can't chew clock under 2 minutes. You can, and that's until it's like super blowout. If it's super blowout, you can chew that shit in third quarter for all I care. but I'm saying super blowout. 30-40 is not super blowout. Super blowout is 50-60 points. Okay, that's a super blowout. 50-60, that's super blowout. 30, I'm not doing that yet. 40, I'm still not doing that yet. When you get to 50, it's fine. Do the right things. Okay, your backups want to come in and cook, let them cook. But when it's under a minute, don't score. Like, be reasonable, because in real life, no coach is going to score on purpose, even with the backups in. They're going to put the backups in and either take knees or run up the middle. Like, that should be the mindset. So let's make sure that we collectively as a group are doing those types of things. We learned that another thing we learned is that Hate Week is by far the best week in this league so far for 26. So many good rivalries, so many good games. Champ told me earlier, all of the best games of the season happened after Hate Week. Hate Week, week 14, the playoffs, all amazing games. We got people that's really taking some step forward. BJ took a big step forward, winning some playoff games. I think I'm interested to see who gonna break through for their first national championship first, BJ or Night Nose. I think it's a great like litmus test for both of those guys, because neither have won one. Both are very, very talented. I'm gonna say Night Nose is better. He's been more consistent because he's winning the ACC conference. But he can't beat BJ, and BJ has been there so many times. BJ has played for now 3 SEC championships. He's lost them all. Okay, Jay Green beat him in season 1 when he was Missouri, and then he lost the last 2 to myself. Okay, but as you can see, he still won a playoff game. He won 2 playoff games. His first round game was against Jay Green. Second round, he beat Night Nose. Third round, he lost to Champ. Yes, he lost to Champ in the semifinals. So we're seeing him take those next step forwards in his progression toward becoming an elite player in the league as well, too. And he's right on the cusp. Now, the next thing we learn, and I'm going to wrap up with this, is that I'm officially naming BJ the ACC champion. Okay? Night Nose may have won the ACC championship, but BJ took him apart twice and showed that he's the most dominant player in the ACC. So to me, BJ was the ACC champ. Texas TV, he is the Big Ten champion. After whooping up on Zeus and one time, back to back, Big Ten champions, Texas A&M. Grimes, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and crown him the Big 12 champion. I could have took it. You know what? That's actually probably me, and we probably going to be co-Big 12 champions, because he took out BYU. I took out Colorado, but I beat him. Actually, I'm the Big 12 champion. Matter of fact, I'm going to be Big 12 champion, and of course, I'm also the SEC champion. Okay? So the very last point I'm going to make today before we start heading on to season 6 and season number 42 overall is that the SEC runs premier college football. Until one of y'all other teams can break, having 4 teams in the Final Four of the playoffs, I don't know if we'll ever see that in real life. I'm sure we might maybe one day, but that is historical. It has to be noted, and I think it's one of the coolest things. We literally eliminated everybody, and it was one by one. They was dropping like flies. It's insane. Champ took out 2 Big Ten teams. Grimes took out Penn State. Grimes took out BYU. I took out Guap in Colorado. BJ took out Jay Green and Night Nose. He is the ACC champ. Okay, there's no debate about it. Everything goes through the SEC. So when I talk about schedules will become more difficult next season, it's gonna be because you'll be coming into SEC territory and trying to win games. With that being said, these men who had awesome seasons, BJ, Champ, myself, Grime, you know what? The national champion with the schedule is supposed to get all home. I'm getting all home games next year from my non-conference. But those 3 guys who made the Final Four, they'll all get 3 home games. So listen, for the rest of Premier College Football, if y'all want to beat them, you're going to have to most likely go to their house and get a win. Okay? So until then, I don't want to really hear nothing. You got to go get it out the mud the same way we did. Until then, we going to sign off. I'm going to catch y'all tonight at the off-season's shenanigans, activities, where we'll start working on getting to season 6. It's been fun, super dope, great season, y'all. Let's stay focused, stay locked in, and keep doing what we do. If y'all got questions, you know where to find me. Get tapped in. This Lions Den. I'm out.